Hello, Tarot viewers. Welcome to our Timeless Tarot Nightcap. Our tarot card for today belongs to the Mediumship training card, and the card is entitled Divine Nudges. We are all a work in progress. We are like clays that are slightly being molded by the hand of the Spirit into a beautiful, fine pottery. Every day, we learn new lessons from the universe. And every day, when we start to learn how to respond, how to be sensitive to that gentle touch or divine nudges, we become more and more sensitive to the message of the universe. It's like when we were children, we slowly learn the language of our hometown or our mother country. At first, we couldn't understand what those who are caring for us are trying to tell us, but they constantly talk to us, they constantly communicate with us, and as we slowly grow, the messages that we receive from them becomes clearer and clearer. We become more sensitive. We are able to understand more and more those gentle communications that we receive from those who are taking care of us. It's the same also with the universe or the divine and our spiritual guides, our angels, our spirit animals, our ancestors. They constantly communicate with us throughout our life's journey. And it's like a little child learning the language of the place where they grew up in. We are also learning the language of the spirit, the language of the divine, the language of our spirit guides. And as we learn more on how to understand or be aware of them, the more we become sensitive. And the more we become sensitive, the more messages we are able to receive from them. Divine nudges can be those repeating words or repeating events or events that seem to be interconnected like beads on a string. Feathers start to have more meaning. Numbers that suddenly fly out of the blue, that suddenly catches our attention, start to have meaning. Conversations we overhear from people that seem to be connected to the questions that we have in our life also start to have meaning. And the more we experience it and the more we realize that the ordinary things in our life have a specific message for us, the more sensitive we become. And the more sensitive we become, the more messages we are able to receive from the Spirit. And the more we respond to these messages, the more we become receptive to these messages. The deeper and the higher will be our experiences with regards to our inner journey. It is a constant process of learning. And the important thing there is to always have that spirit of that card in the major arcana, which is the Fool. The Fool in the card is somebody who is not afraid to constantly open themselves to the present moment, to constantly use their intuition to guide them through those dangerous paths along the mountain trails. They always have that confidence knowing that the Spirit has their back, that the Spirit will always lead them to the right path, to a path that will lead to that fulfillment of their special mission in this lifetime. So somehow this card inspires us to constantly keep ourselves open, constantly keep ourselves receptive to the guidance of the Spirit, to allow the Spirit to constantly teach us, to slowly mold us, and allow ourselves to evolve deeper and deeper towards this journey towards this fulfillment of what we are meant to be. So, divine nudges is, learning to be aware of that gentle touch that guides us to the right path. The important thing is that we are willing and we want to learn. It starts with just this one step. And then we take the next step, then another step, and before we realize, we have already journeyed 1,000 miles. So now let us try to read at the back of this card, which might give us more insights regarding divine nudges. Synchronicities and so-called coincidences are clear signs that Spirit is knocking at your door. These blessings and signs of grace are not just mere coincidences, but are evidence that you are and always will be connected to Spirit. Spirit, working through synchronicity, can manifest in some unique ways. Some people refer to these occurrences as divine nudges. Examples of these include hearing the same phrase from more than one person in a day, or identical numbers repeatedly showing up in your life. Have you met an individual out of the blue who seemed to answer a question that you were just asking yourself? These are all signs for you to pause, be open, pay attention, and most importantly, to acknowledge that Spirit is sending you a message. When you are developing your spiritual abilities, Spirit knows how you need to develop and evolve, and will continue to steer you in the direction for your highest good. You may not always follow Spirit's prompts, but you will still be continually and gently nudged forward. By following the prompts and guidance, you will notice how more people, situations, and synchronicities start to appear in your life. The more you begin to notice these meaningful divine nudges, the easier it is for them to multiply and give you spiritual guidance. Be open to synchronistic signs. Welcome them and act on them accordingly, for these are signs that Spirit is there to guide and help you. Well, that's it for today. So this is our oracle reading. Thank you for constantly visiting the site. Thank you for the likes and the comments you constantly give. Thank you for subscribing. I hope to see you again in our next videos. Until that time, may God continue to bless your ways.